Hey everyone, today I just wanted to quickly show you a new addition to my game room. I have a virtual pinball machine that I pre-ordered about 3 months ago. It arrived about a week ago. I set it up. It's truly amazing, and I just wanted to make a quick video to hopefully help any people thinking about possibly getting a pinball, or specifically a virtual pinball. Just go over some of the highlights of why I went with this, the company that made this one, and some of the bells and whistles and things like that. So I hope you enjoy. All right, so I purchased this machine from a gentleman known as the Pinball King out of Clearwater, Florida. I'll put a link below to his website. I did a bunch of research before I ordered one. There's multiple builders throughout the country and the world, but I wanted to, I went with this guy because he makes amazing looking machines. He's really friendly. He's really knowledgeable. He's been doing this for many years. And, the tech support I feel like, you might need on these things from time to time. I didn't want a machine that I was going to have problems, getting tech support if I needed it. So that's pretty much why I went with this gentleman for the build. Something else worth noting is I was really impressed with how it arrived. Coming from Florida to Seattle, I had some concerns that it might not, arrive, in one piece, but it arrived without a scratch. It was on a pallet, crated really well, strapped down really well. Took me about 20 minutes to disassemble the crate and, get to the machine, but really impressed. Again, arrived without a scratch. Now, he offers a variety of different models, different screen sizes, different, computer, specs, things like that. This is his Kraken Plus model with a few upgrades. So the back glass here is a 32-inch back glass. The standard one is a 27-inch, but you can pay a couple $100 more and get a 32-inch, which really fills out the back box like my authentic pinball here, Medieval Madness. It just fills it up, makes it look a little bit more full, in my opinion. It's got a real DMD matrix right down here that works with a lot of the games. Has a secondary little screen right there. It's got LEDs behind the speakers. It's got a 43-inch 4K television, which is just absolutely gorgeous. It makes the tables just look super sharp, super crisp. It also has a super bright dot matrix here that goes with, fires off at certain points in the games. On different games, it kind of acts differently. And then we have some LED strips down here on the side that run all the length of the play field. Even when you use the plunger here, it'll shoot the LEDs up. Pretty cool addition. Now, there's lots of different artwork to choose from. I went with this one. He calls it the Pinball Zone, as you can see there. And it just has a collage of all the different pinballs. You got the Twilight Zone, you got Addams Family, you got Creature from the Lagoon, just everything mixed in there. I guess he had a good friend of his design this. And I think it fits the machine nicely because that's what a virtual pinball is. It has the ability to support lots of different tables. So I wanted artwork that kind of showed that. On the front here, it's just the standard Addams Family, which has always been one of my favorites. The specs on the inside, it's got an i5 processor with a 1660 Ti Super graphics card. And what I really love about that, I'm going to switch to wide angle here, is it loads the games so much faster. So you just use your flipper buttons here on the side to go left and right and select between the different pinballs tables. But having that 1660 Ti Super graphics card makes them load a lot faster, which is what I want. Most of them are in alphabetical order by file name, so you can just hold the button down and cycle through all the different tables. Now, this machine has the ability to support over 1,100 pinball tables. Just absolutely incredible. Most of them look just gorgeous, as you can see. I mean, after playing with this for, a few minutes, you even forget you're on a 2D, looking at a 2D screen. I mean, it just looks 3D. Hopefully you can kind of see that on the video. Let me see if I can find a good one to show you here. But, they have ones, dating back to the 60s on here, which my dad loves too, because he used to play pinballs when they were first kind of coming out. I'm going to be doing another video soon comparing a real Medieval Madness versus the virtual pinball Medieval Madness. So let me know in the comments section if that's something that you'd want to see. But as you can see, the LEDs on the side there are firing off. Really cool. Now, another neat feature that I'm glad this machine has is because this machine can support over so many different tables, finding the table you want to play sometimes can take some time. Even though they're in alphabetical order by file name, you know, it can still take some time to locate it. But luckily, you can go into any game, scroll over to Add to Favorites, and it'll add it to a Favorites folder. So if we head into my Favorites folder, there is Yellow Submarine. So in this folder, I have all my favorite games, or currently my favorite games that I can quickly access when I want to play them. Another cool feature is in the menu into any game, you can go in and you can actually record the display. So if I go into record display, I have the ability to record what the topper is, you know, displaying while I'm playing, the DMD, the backglass, the tactile, you know, the entire play field. So, you know, if you want to, you know, keep a record of how well you're doing on these games, you can actually record them and play them back later. Really cool. Other neat specs about this machine is it has 6 solenoid knockers on the inside to replicate, you know, the flippers going off, the bumpers, you know, all the noise. You can actually feel the machine shake like you're playing a real pinball. It also has surround sound tactical feedback. So it's got, I think, 4 tactical transducers that are like inaudible subwoofers that shake the machine, and you can actually feel the ball rolling down the play field. It really adds some realism to the machine when you're playing, which, you know, makes it more immersive and makes you forget that you're actually playing a virtual pinball. What else does it have? It has 2, you know, speakers in the back there, also with a large sub, I believe an 8-inch in the actual play field, or 6-inch, excuse me. I could be wrong. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, it just, I have all the volumes turned down now on everything. Everything is adjustable on the inside here. But you got volume controls for all the components on the inside. There's the fans to keep everything cool and exhaust all the heat from the PC. The PC's the part down there glowing. Another upgrade I did that costs about another $500, but I think is kind of a must on these machines, is it's called the Real Pinball Upgrade, or Real Pinball Parts Upgrade. And that includes, instead of a Lexan plastic glass over the playfield, it includes a real glass, you know, one sort of like what's used on, I mean, exactly what's used on a standard pinball. It has a real, you know, metal, you know, lockdown bar here, real metal side rails. It's a $500 upgrade, but it just makes it look like, you know, a real pinball machine, which is what I was going for. Okay, I have the my camera set on a tripod and on wide-angle lens. It doesn't always provide the best video quality, but it's the only way I can get the entire play field on there and my hands playing. So I'm just going to select a game and load it just to show you how fast it loads. So we got the Stranger Things here. I'm just going to select Start and then Play Game.
Please wait. I am now loading up the game. Have fun.
I found it usually takes about 15 seconds to load the game. That's probably thanks in part to the upgraded graphics card that I got. But once it's loaded here, all we have to do is add a credit and hit start. So there we go, the game is up. I'm just going to take it off the tripod here and show you again the realism. I mean, it's just, because this has a 4K screen, they've just done a great job on these tables. I mean, it looks 3D, even though it's not 3D. Another thing I really like, well, let me just show you. So I'm going to add a credit and then hit start, and the ball comes out. They've really come a long way. So if I pull this plunger back a little bit, you can see it's just moving on the screen a little bit. So it really adds to the realism. If you pull all the way back, you're pulling all the plunger all the way back. Another thing is the ball. If I hit the table, you can see it nudges. So it's actually got a nudge feature. So when the ball is rolling on the play field, you can hit it with your hands, just like in real pinball, and slightly, you know, steer the ball if you see it going down the center. So really neat additions that add to the immersion. Okay, it's also worth noting that the nudge feature works both directions. If I hit it with my right hand, it moves over to the left. But let's say I hit it with my left hand, it's going to react a little bit differently. So it works on both sides and different levels of intensity. If I just nudge it a little bit, it moves just slightly. If I hang it real hard, hit it real hard, you know, it bounces more severely. get it put back on here and do a quick game just to show you how it sounds, how it looks. Really feels real, especially with the solenoids going off. Never played this game in real life, but I really like it in the digital one. Whoop! Forgive me if I'm not the best. This is just for demonstrational purposes only. Oh, can't quite get it up there. You can hold the ball like you can in normal pinball. Anyways, just to give you an idea, if I want to exit out, I can just hit the exit button, and we're back to the menu. I'm just gonna have to wait about 3 seconds, and then you're able to go to the next game. Really amazing, you know, really impressive how far these things have come. You know, when I was a kid, I always wanted every video game imaginable, and it was just impossible to do because, you know, these pinball machines are really expensive. You know, I think I paid around $7,000. Actually, I paid $7,000 for my Medieval Madness. But this digital one here cost me, I think, about $6,500 or $7,000. Really cool. Let's see if there's anything else I can tell you about this. It's got a shaker motor built in, just like standard pinballs. That adds to the immersion. You know, of course, real pinball legs. It's just, I couldn't be happier with this machine. A lot of the times, you know, this is interactive here, where it'll move just like a standard back glass or play a video. I'll show you Back to the Future here real quick before I end this video. Now, Michael, the Pinball King, offers a variety of different you know, machines. They're named differently. You have the Medusa, you have the Medusa Plus, the Kraken Plus, which is what I have, and then you have the Titan. Now, each model you know, varies in differences between features, size of the screens, you know, computer specs. I did have an upgraded computer package. It's like $500-600 for the upgraded computer package. It includes a better graphics card, things like that. But I recommend going to his website. You know, I have a 43-inch you know, television here, but you can get like a 32-inch if you want a smaller one, and if you have, you know, less room in your game room, or if you want, you know, you have more room and you want an oversized pinball, get the Titan. But yeah, each machine has different features and specs, so check out his website. Now, a question I get asked from my friends, my family on the internet a lot is, do I think a virtual pinball machine is worth it compared to a genuine, you know, authentic pinball machine? I really do, and then some, for several reasons. First, you know, again, this machine has the ability to support tons of games, over 1,000 games. The community of virtual pinball enthusiasts are constantly, you know, adding new tables and revising things, so you can just keep this thing updated when new tables are available. That's really cool because it keeps it new and fresh. Things are coming out all the time. Another thing I like is, you know, you save space having one machine that has the ability to play all these different tables versus, you know, a pinball that, you know, pinballs are big machines, and unless you have a lot of money and a lot of space, you know, if you want a lot, you know, a big library of games in your game room, you're gonna take up a lot of space. I like the small footprint where you have one game and it has the ability to have all of them. Also, less maintenance on the virtual pinballs versus a genuine one. On the genuine, you know, occasionally the LED bulbs burn out, or the flippers go bad, or, you know, the solenoids quit working, or the rubbers need to be replaced, or the play field needs to be cleaned. A lot more maintenance on a real pinball machine versus, you know, a virtual one. There we go. We got Back to the Future, one of my favorite trilogies growing up as a child, and it's an available game on the virtual pinball. Again, the detail, incredible. Don't even know you're looking at a virtual screen. So I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment below. I respond to all comments. Let me know what you think about a virtual pinball. If you're you know, have one or thinking about getting one. If you have any questions, I recommend going to thepinballking.com. He's really friendly, gets back to you really fast. He probably knows, you know, can answer a lot more questions than I can. But he also has a YouTube channel that I'll put a link below in the description and things like that. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll be doing, you know, a side-by-side comparison between an authentic Medieval Madness and the virtual pinball one here soon. So stay tuned. Take care.